Hello and welcome to day 6, tip 6 of my must-have tips for Business Bliss in 2024. And in case you're looking at me and think, Alison's got some tomato sauce in her face, no, in fact, I was out sea swimming in the morning and it was very, very cold. And when I was getting changed afterwards, I scrubbed my face, which is very, very painful. But it teaches me for being out in the sea, maybe when it is quite as cold as it is at this time of year. But anyway, my top tip is nothing to do with cold hands or sea swimming. It's to do with collaborative tools. And, I know a lot of us in our business lives may have a project to work on, and a project can be anything from creating an event, creating an online course, breaking down our goals for the year. And often we hear of project management tools, and that can seem a very sort of frightening prospect, and how would I ever set something like that up? But I'm here to tell you that it's quite easy to do. There are loads of tools out there, and sometimes I think that's half the problem. There are so many tools, it's hard to choose from what works for you. But you have to find something that you find intuitive to use. And if you're with a group of people working on a project together, that everybody finds more or less easy to use. And I know that's often the most difficult thing. I do have a blog about looking at different aspects you can look at when choosing tools like this. But for example, before Christmas, I helped Joanne and from Babel and the team to set up some Christmas markets, and we used a project management tool called Airtable. And in that, for example, we had a list of all the tasks that we had to do. We had the social media posts that we had to schedule out for the different markets. And we had a list of the trader documents that we had to collate. And also I had an overview of who had been invoiced and who hadn't. So we had that all in one place. And at the moment, I'm helping with 7 or 8 other people on a committee to set up a big in-person event in March. And for that, I set up a task list just using a Google task list template that they have in the Google Sheets. And that works very effectively. And we also have a shared Google Drive folder where we can upload all the assets and all the material that we need to have to work together. And the reason I'm talking about this today is that you may often find yourself collaborating with other people to organise events or to organise projects, as I say. And you want to be sure that there is transparency, that everybody knows what's happening, that everybody has the assets they need to progress on their part. And this is really the crucial part, that if anything happens to anybody in the team, and this is especially important if it's only 1 or 2 people, that the other person has access to everything and knows exactly what's happening and at what stage all the tasks are at. And I was in the situation in 2023 where I had some clients who were critically ill. I had my own mother who was critically ill, so from one day to the next it was absolute chaos. But at least I had processes in place that other people that I was helping set up events could see what was happening, and that we had an outline of what was happening. And unfortunately, I've also had clients who have died, and you really want to make sure that there is someone in the background who can see all the things they need to see to keep everything moving. So that's my top tip for today, my must-have tips for Business Bliss in 2024, to get yourself a project management tool if you think that could help you, but definitely to have some kind of collaborative tool where everybody can see what's happening, they can mark up the action points, they can mark what they've done, and that everybody has a clear overview. And I'm happy to discuss any tools that I've mentioned above with you. And I look forward to bringing you tomorrow's tip tomorrow, day 7. And unfortunately, I'll still have the mark in my face, but hey ho. All right, thank you and good evening.